Hi, Chef Mark here from Mark's Easy Kitchen. Today I'm preparing butter tarts. You know, butter tarts are kind of a Canadian thing. You mostly see them at Christmas time, but you can get them all year round. They're festive, they're delicious, and most of all easy. And I'm going to show you how to make them. First of all, let's go over ingredients. Now for my pastry, I'll be using 5½ cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 pound of shortening, 1 egg yolk, a tablespoon of vinegar, and a cup of ice water. Now for my tart filling, I'll be using some raisins, 3 cups of brown sugar, I'll be melting a cup of butter, I'll be using some vanilla, and 4 eggs. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cube up my shortening. Then I'm going to sift my flour together into a bowl, and I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of salt to that. Now I'm going to take my shortening and I'm going to add it to my flour, just a few cubes at a time. I'm going to cut that in using my pastry cutter. You can use a couple of forks or you can use your hands or whatever you want. I find a pastry cutter works very well. So I'll just keep on working that in. Now I'm going to mix my vinegar and my egg yolk together. I'm going to mix that together, then I'm going to add that to my ice water. And then once I've mixed all that together, I'm going to slowly add that to my pastry. I'm just going to mix all that in. Now at first it'll seem kind of sticky, but once you start to work it in, it'll absorb the flour and you'll end up with a very nice pastry dough. Now I'm going to remove my dough, put it on my cutting board, and I'm going to cut it into about maybe 4 or 5 portions. I'll saran wrap each portion and place it in the refrigerator for about a half an hour. Now while it's in there, I'm going to make my tart filling. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll add my brown sugar to my bowl. Then I'll pour in my melted butter that I melted in the microwave. Then I'll add my vanilla and my eggs. Now I'm going to mix that all together using an egg beater. You can use a whisk or a spoon, whatever works for you. I find an egg beater works very well. Now you have to remember to scrape down your bowl because you want to make sure you get everything incorporated into your mixture. Now I'm going to set that back into the refrigerator. Now my dough is ready to come out. So I'm going to throw some flour down on the counter. That'll keep my dough from sticking. Now I'll take my dough and I'll place it on my counter, and I'm going to sort of form that into like a little round disc. Then I'm going to start to roll that out. I'm going to roll it out into about maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. Now I have a lid from a jar that works very well as a pastry cutter. It's 4 inches in diameter, so it's just perfect for this. So I use that to cut out my tart shells, and then I'm going to place each one of those into my pan, my baking pan. But I'm going to make sure I spray it with some no stick first, otherwise I'll never get my tart shells out of there without breaking them. So once I've got them all in there, I'm going to add a few raisins to each tart shell. Then I'm going to take an ice cream scoop to add my filling to my tart shells. Some people like to use a ladle or a spoon, or you can pour it in, but I find just using an ice cream scoop gives me a good portion. I want to make sure I don't fill them too high, maybe about 1/8 of an inch from the top. If you fill them too high, they'll start to overflow. Now once all my tart shells are full, I'll place it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. So now they're in the oven, now we wait. Okay, so my tarts are out of the oven. They're in there for about 30 to 35 minutes. I took them out and let them cool for about an hour. That's important because they need that time to set, because you don't want your tarts to be runny. So anyways, the whole kitchen smells amazing and I can't wait to try one, so here we go. Okay, there it is. Oh yeah, that's good, real good. Pastry is perfect, it's flaky, it's tender. The filling is very caramely, very nice. Beautiful combination. That is so good. I could eat these all day long, they're that good. Wow. Well, there it is, my friends, butter tarts. Made easy. Until next time, I'll see you later. Dish is it. Bye for now.
Wow.
Hi, me again. Today when I made butter tarts, I made my own pastry using Crisco. But there's other products out there you can use, including butter. You can also buy pastry at the store, or you can buy frozen tart shells. They work very well, and they even come with a little tinfoil shell, so there's no need for muffin tins. Just place them on a baking sheet and fill them up and you're good to go. I use frozen tart shells in the industry for well over 40 years and they work very well. I also added raisins to my tarts, but you can add currants, walnuts, pecans, or nothing at all. The sugar I used was golden brown, but dark sugar works very well also. I have used both and it's just a matter of preference. They both work very well. A few drops of vanilla will give your tarts a nice flavor, but rum extract works very well also. You know, butter tarts are very tasty and attractive all on their own, but a dusting of icing sugar will make them look very festive. Now one last thing, do not overfill your tart shells. 1/4 inch from the top is fine, that's all you need. And be sure to allow them to cool for at least an hour when you take them out of the oven. This will give your tarts a chance to set up and they won't be running. You know, cooking can be difficult, doesn't have to be. So go ahead, be a cook, be the chef, be the mad scientist in your own kitchen. The people you cook for, let them be your guinea pigs. Just don't poison anyone. So go ahead, my friends, have fun, keep on cooking, and bon appetit.
「こんなに甘い